Hi kindergartners, welcome to science class. We're going to keep on talking about paper today. And I want to ask you a question. Have you ever wondered how paper is made? Have you ever wondered how recycled paper is made? Well, we use a lot of recycled paper. Now, every time you dry your hands with a paper towel, did you know those paper towels are made from recycled papers? Now, today we're going to watch a short video about how to make recycled paper. Then I have a really cool science experiment for you. We're going to learn how to make our own recycled paper. All right, let's watch this short video first. Have you ever wondered how paper is made? The kind that you write on? Well, let's find out today. So we're going to find out, where does recycled paper go? If you throw it in the recycle bin, first step is they collect it from your house and they take it to the factory. Once it's at the factory, they sort it into the plastic, glass, metal, and paper. Then the paper is sorted again. You have cardboard and regular paper, good paper you can use that we keep. The good paper is then chopped up into little small pieces and cut up very small and is cleaned with water, and then all the staples and paper clips taken out, the ink is taken out, is thickened up, and then is whitened to make it white. Finally is dried and is pressed into a flat piece of paper, and then they use a special roller to roll it super flat, and then they make a big giant roll and they start cutting into sheets of paper. The paper goes through all this process and then it comes back to you and you can use it again and we can recycle it again. So boys and girls, one piece of paper can be recycled 5 to 7 times. So remember, recycle your paper whenever is possible. Okay, kindergartners, now I want you to gather some materials for our science experiment. What you need first is to go find a glass jar, okay, something kind of like this, okay, that has a lid, needs to have a lid, so some kind of container. You don't have a glass one, you can also use any kind of clear plastic container, so you can make sure it has a lid and you can tighten it. All right, and then I want you to fill up the jar or the plastic container with some water. Then I also need you to go get some toilet paper, okay, it's like this. So I want you to go grab 6 squares, okay? If you want to do 7, that's okay, 6 or 7 squares of the toilet paper. All right, and then what you will also need is a plate of some kind, and see if you can find something like this. This is called a strainer, okay? So it's kind of like a net. If I hold it up close, you can see it's like a net material. All right, so ask your mom if she has one of these in the kitchen, okay? So you're going to need that for today's experiment. And last of all, if you have some wax paper at your home, it will be good to lay that on your table because we're going to be doing some water experiments with it today. All right, so go ahead and pause the video, and then I want you to gather up your materials right now. All right, boys and girls, now that you have your glass jar, did you fill it up with some water? Right, then take the cover off, and what you're going to do is you're going to put the toilet paper into the water, guys. Here's the fun part, okay? So go ahead and drop the paper into your jar, okay? And just put them all in there, okay? So if you can, try to do one sheet at a time, okay? So don't just put it all at one time, one sheet at a time. And there we go. All right, and then when you've put all the paper inside the jar, go ahead and close the lid and tighten it really tight. Okay, and here's the fun part, all right? I want mommy to time you, and you're gonna hold on tight, really tight, and maybe mommy can help you too, and you're gonna start shaking it, okay? Shake, 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 and you're gonna shake it for a total of 2 minutes, okay? And I want you, as you're shaking it, I want you to watch what happens to the water. and what's happening to the paper, okay, and watch. And then we'll come back in just a second, okay? So go ahead, pause the video, and start shaking your jar. All right, guys. So what we have in here, does it still look like the paper we had before? Does it look anything like this? No, it's completely changed. And if you look at the color of the water, even the color of the water has changed. My water is white now. I want to teach you guys a new word today. Let me show you the word. Can you read it? Okay, so let's look at the first sound right here. Pulp. Okay, so that word says pulp. Well, what does pulp mean? Well, basically pulp is paper mixed together with water. Okay, so now we have this mixture here and it's called pulp. I want to show you the next step. Now with the next step, you need to, I forgot to tell you one more thing. You need to get a little bowl. Okay, you need to get a bowl, and then you're going to be putting your strainer on top of the bowl, kind of like this. Okay, so mommy might need to help you to hold it so it doesn't tip over. Okay, so go ahead, pause the video, get a bowl, get the strainer and get it ready, and then I'll show you the next step. All right, guys, I have my strainer and my bowl set up here. So I've got the bowl underneath and I've just set my strainer right on top. And then what you're going to do next is you're going to take your jar of pulp water and you're going to carefully pour it into the strainer. Okay, and so if you can see, do you see what's happening here? My pulp is staying on top. Okay, and don't touch it right now. Okay, just leave it in there and keep on pouring until you've got all your water separated. And then the water's going down to the bottom of my plastic bowl. And I'm just kind of spreading out evenly. I don't want all the pulp just to be in the middle. So I've kind of put some on the side and just kind of go all the way around. So it kind of makes like a nice even circle. Okay, so mommy probably needs to maybe help you do this together. Okay, so can you see I have a really, really nice layer of pulp right there? And it looks so soft right now. Okay, and you can see that it's still straining. Okay, so while it's straining, the water's dripping down onto the bottom of the bowl. Okay, and at this point, just let it finish dripping and just kind of wait a few minutes and it'll keep dripping. Okay, and what you can do very gently, here's the next part. Okay, is just very gently, not too hard. Okay, you're going to very gently just push the water down through the strainer. Okay, so just use your fingers, gently push, not too hard. Okay, not too hard, and just let it slowly, and you just kind of pat it all around. Okay, and you don't want to push very hard, because if you push too hard, it's going to break your paper because it's still full of water right now. And you very, very carefully do this. And now, if you can notice, I've also put some wax paper here on my table to protect my table just in case I spill any water. Okay, it looks pretty good. All right, so if I lift it up, you can see that's all the water from the bottom. Okay, now I'm going to move this yellow paper, so hopefully you can still see it. I'm going to flip this over, and there's my paper that I just made. Can you see it, guys? All right, so there's the paper, and I'm going to kind of squeeze it out a little bit more, just a little bit, very, very gently again on my wax paper. Okay, and I'm going to leave it there to dry. Okay, and don't touch it, let it sit there for a few days, and after a few days you're going to have a new piece of paper. And boys and girls, here's your challenge. After your paper is dried, I want you to take a pen or a pencil, and I want you to try to see if you can write on this new paper that you just made. All right, guys? All right, another thing you can do if you don't want to keep, if you don't have a piece of wax paper, guys, you could also take your strainer and just dump it right here on top of a plate and let it dry on top of a plate, and just put it somewhere high up and let it sit there for at least 1 or 2 days, and then your paper will be all dried up and it'll look really nice. And then when it's dried up, you can pick it up and then hold it up and you can write on it. See, you can fold it. Hey kindergartners, wasn't that such a fun science experiment? You got to make your own paper. How cool is that? Hey, did you find Mabel in the video? Did you notice who Mabel was with today? If you didn't find Mabel, she was hiding in there with her friend. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Mrs. Pollock has the coolest science experiment for you tomorrow, so make sure you watch her video.